Hey everyone, this is Tom with Fresh Vintage Garage. Today we're checking out the KAiWEETS KVB01 Battery Tester. Big shout out to them for sending this over and sponsoring this video. In doing so, they threw something in the box. This is a KAiWEETS Smart Multimeter. This is a KM201. I'm not sure what all this thing does, but I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to open it. I think it takes some batteries, so throw some batteries in it, and then we'll show you a few features real quick that this does, and then we'll jump right back into the battery tester. Let me unbox this and put the batteries in. We'll be right back. So we have this thing out of the box, and speaking of box, we have a very thick owner's manual, and then we have the plastic here. A nice little pouch if you want to keep it in the pouch, and I'll just set that over here. The actual unit itself, let me power it off, and then I'll turn it back on. This thing kind of starts up and lives almost in a full auto world, and it has different options. It has the ability to detect AC. It actually does the voltage, and then this does phase measurements, and then it kind of lives, a lot of this lives in auto. We'll show you what we mean in just a minute here. It has a light here, nice, not super bright, but a decent light. But let's show you a few functions that this thing does. We'll show you right now. So we have our multimeter out, and let me just peel this off, make the ownership official. There we go. Oh wow, there's a lot on there. Okay. So this thing kind of lives in the auto for most of the time, but it has a few features. If you push the F/backlight button, you go into NCV mode, and that gives you the ability to do this. And as you pull away, you can start seeing where it's detecting the signal, but as you get closer, and so that it's kind of neat to see that. And then flipping this over, let me go to auto, and I'll just stick these right in here. This will detect up to 600 volts, so there's our voltage. And then pulling these out, you basically do a manual version of that wireless detection with that. And then it also will do phasing, which we don't have anything to test phase-wise, but if you're wondering why you would want something like this, we actually found a very real, practical, as I kick that, application here. We're like, what's behind here? It's like, well, we don't know, but there's something definitely live back there. So kind of neat to have this for in-home use. And being this will test up to 600 volts, we're going to go check out the 98 Accord. We're going to go check some voltage. Let's go do that right now. So we're outside here with our 98 Accord. You can see the voltage looking good. And then we're going to do the cheat method for the ohms. Oddly enough, we have no resistance there, so that's good to see. And, real quick on this thing, not a bad unit. We'll leave the link for this thing in the description of the video you're watching. If you're looking for a quick, fast, pocketable unit, this is a nice way to go. And about the only thing I don't really like on this is the leads aren't replaceable. If you break it or damage it, you're kind of out of luck thing. But we'll leave the link for this in the description of the video here. But with that, let's get to the battery tester, and let's get that unboxed right now. All right, we're back, and we are with the KVB01, and let's unbox this thing because I have not actually seen what's inside here, and that's always awesome when you see a nice case, little pouch. There's a decent manual there, so I'll just do this. There we go. And let's open this up and see what's inside, shall we? So pretty cut and dry. And we're going to give that manual a quick once over on how to actually use this, but it feels fairly straightforward. So we're going to take this outside and give the battery a test. Let's go do that right now. So you can see we have the battery tester hooked up, and the cables are very long. Jay is following the cables here, and I would say they're probably 8-ish feet, but we have the actual KVB01. Let me just pull this off of here. There we go. And right now, just to start off with, it's showing the battery voltage here. And looking at this, there's a few buttons on here. We can choose between 12 and 24 volts. Let's choose 12 volts, and we'll just do a stock battery test here. So we took a quick look at the battery, and we're going to choose standard because we know it's not AGM or gel, but we don't believe it's the VRLA or the SLA. And it's 585 cold cranking amps. So I'm going to plug that in here. And this is interesting because it literally gives you, like, you can choose, whoops, I just went way too far. It gives you the ability to do like individual CCAs. So 585. There we go. And let me hit enter. Okay, so our state of charge, 87%. State of health is 90%. So this battery is very solid, 5 ohms of resistance. So, and it gives you a good, okay, and acceptable or good, okay, and I think replace, if I remember correctly, the bottom one. But battery's looking solid. Let me hit the enter here. And we're actually testing there again. So let me escape. There we go. So let's go to our cranking test. And I will, forgive the beeping here. Let me hit that, and let me crank the car here. And then we're going to do a loading test. So this is where you turn everything in the car on. So I'm going to turn the headlights on. There's the high beams. I'm going to crank up the fan as soon as I can find the fan. Sorry, there we go. And then I'm going to increase the RPMs. Crank up the RPMs here. So that's holding at 2,000 RPMs. Let me hit enter. That's good to see. And then let's actually do a charging test. So we have start the engine. I'm just going to turn everything off. There we go. And let me hit enter. Go a little bit higher here. There we go. And we're showing good dynamic voltage there. Let me lower the RPM a little bit so that'll drop. Well, okay, so it's not dropping, but I'll do it one more time just to show you. And that's just over 2,000 RPM. There we go. All right, so wrapping up the video here, both of these are really solid units. Let me disconnect this while we're chatting. I want you to see how long these are. I mean, it's one thing to see them across the engine bay, but to see that these things are literally that long, they are definitely impressive. And if your battery is on the driver's side of the car, you should have no problem at all. Even with it being on the passenger side, it was just enough to where I could get to the window. So I definitely recommend checking both of these out. This is the KVB01. You can find the link for this and the KM201 in the description of the video you're watching now. They both work pretty well. The only thing I don't like about any of them is just the fact that you can't actually replace these. But other than that, not bad little units. Definitely check them out. And with that, if you like shop equipment, if you like keeping your car certified fresh, if you like scan tools, Fresh Vintage Garage is your channel. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.